All right, we are recording. It is June 8th. Welcome to the call, everyone. I'm doing the call for Susan tonight. I don't know if you guys are all Facebook friends with her, but she lost her mom today. And I thought I'd be able to do it without crying. So just send her your love. She's having a real hard time, of course. If you've lost a parent, you know how it is. So just send her a Facebook message. Let her know you're thinking of her. That would be great. All right, get myself together. What we are talking about this week is, it was pretty funny. Sue and I plan what we're going to talk about, and sometimes we'll ask our mastermind group, what do your teams need training on? And at Top Achievers, Lisa was there with me, and Susan and Erica Fedoroff, and they had leader panels just like they do at New Year's kickoff and at Celebration, and it was really cool. And for me, it was wonderful because I learned some things that these top level leaders are doing that might not be things that I'm doing. But the one thing that they said over and over and over again, if you want to be a top achiever, if you want to get to the top level in this company, if you want to achieve all of your financial goals, you really have to be committed. It's not, Jay Bennett said, you can't be 99% committed, you have to be 100%. And every one of them are people, every one of the top achievers, I bet that were there, are extremely committed to their business. And we're extremely committed to you. And we want to help you achieve your goals. So you're here because you want to hit Crystal Executive by July. And we really want to link arms with you and help you do that. And the great thing about our team, and I probably every leader feels the same way, but I feel like our team is absolutely the best. I feel like we have so many unbelievable leaders that step up, help out. You go to our HHP page and it's just not the masterminds that are doing all the posting. It is people that just love to help other people. So I feel like we have great hearts of servants on our, servants' hearts on our teams, people that really want to make a difference. So I just love working with you guys. This is my absolute favorite thing to do. And I'm glad there's so many of you on the call today, because I was bummed. Lisa, you can imagine, I red-eyed all Sunday night. I got home at 6:30 in the morning on Monday. We have an hour and a half ride home. We stopped to visit my father-in-law, who's suffering with cancer right now, visited with him, came home. I had a Zoom meeting with my mastermind group, and then I had this call on Monday at 2, and 3 people showed up for it. So I was just so disappointed, because I'm so committed that even though I wanted to go to bed, and even though I wanted to take a shower, and I wanted to unpack, I showed up for the call. So imagine, how I felt when 3 people showed up. So that's why I kind of put my little rant on there, and I was like, come on, you guys, get on Susan's call on Wednesday night. And so those people that were like, ooh, she's ouchy, get to hear me tonight too. But put yourself in my shoes. And I know this happens to you guys in other ways. How about, have you ever had a launch party? Raise your hand. Have you ever had a launch party and someone said they were coming and they didn't show up? Have you ever had a launch party where you had nobody come? Yeah. So it's just one of those things. Did it ruin my day? Absolutely not. I knew people would watch the recording, and I knew we'd have a good turnout tonight. And I know that whenever we offer stuff like this, people start off strong. Like when I came home and I'm like, okay, who's going to Top Achievers next year with us? Everybody raises their hands, and then as it goes on, we do lose people. That's just the way it is, and it's going to happen with our 90-day game plans. It's going to happen. But those of you that stick it out, those of you that show up week after week, those of you willing to put the time in, the work in, the effort in, you're gonna reach your goals, and you're not gonna be saying at the end of it, oh gosh, I should have done more of this. I should have done this, because you're really doing the do and walking the walk, which we applaud you for. So really, our talk today was on consistency, staying consistent, and your commitment level, and really being honest with yourself. I mean, there's days where I'll be honest with you, my commitment level isn't that great. Coming home from Maui, we did a whirlwind trip. I'll never do this again. If you guys ever go to Hawaii, go for a week or 10 days. It was 5 days for us. We flew all day Wednesday. We enjoyed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, flew all day Sunday. Way too short. So I was exhausted. But then I came home to a packed schedule. I also had a big business training. So even though I wanted to take that little break. Had I not had these things on my calendar, I probably would have been non-committed this week. So I'm glad I had these things in my calendar, so it kept my commitment level up where it needed to be. So that's what you guys always have to do. And come back to your why. This is how you can stay strong with your commitment level. This is how, on those days where you've worked, how many of you guys work a full-time job? I know we've got several. Look at you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sometimes, I mean, you can be honest with me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. You work a long day. The last thing you want to do is listen to me for 30 minutes on your webinar tonight. You probably have other things you want to be doing, but you're showing up because you're committed. So what you need to do is when you have those moments where you don't feel like showing up, whether it be getting on the phone with prospects, whether it be messaging people, following up with leads, whatever it may be, maybe getting involved in networking groups or Facebook groups and trying to find some new contacts and generate some new leads. When you don't feel like it, like doing that, you've got to go back to your why. So what I asked our group on Monday to do, not everybody, just a few volunteers, I asked a couple of volunteers to share what your why is. And, you know, we've heard your why should make you cry. Not everyone's why makes you cry. And I'll share mine with you. And then I'm going to ask if a few of you wouldn't mind sharing. That would be great. Our whys are all very, very different. And we had a business training last night, and I had a PowerPoint presentation, and I shared my why. And, you know, most of you know, some of you don't. I have 4 kids. I struggled to get myself through college. I paid my own way. I worked full-time. While I had a full-time secretarial job, I taught aerobics and I waitressed. And I was a full-time college student. And I did that for 3 years. And I started to accrue debt. And I actually went to school with Sherry. Sherry's on the phone. That's how I met my friend Sherry at a community college in Connecticut. And then I went to another state school to get my bachelor's degree after my associate's degree. It took me 5 more years because I worked full time and I did other things. And it was not the best way to go. It was very, very difficult. It took me 8 years to graduate with my bachelor's degree. And then I had debt for a few years after that. And it was a lot of hard work. So my dream, ever since I got married, was that my kids didn't have to struggle like that. My husband went to a very expensive school, one of 5 kids. His parents didn't have money to help him. He was paying off student loan debt into his 30s. He finally paid it off into his 30s. So my huge why has always been, I want my kids to be able to pick whatever college they want to go to and not have it stress them out and not have them carry debt into their adulthood. I wanted to be able to help them. That's a pretty big why. And as I've gotten going with this business, and I was able to, in my last business, I started saving money for them. So I was putting away a couple $1,000s every month in my last business. And then I came to Isagenix. And anyone here think our comp plan rocks? Anybody making more money now than they did in a previous company or another job? I mean, it's insane. So be prepared for that and learn how to save money and protect your money from taxes, because this will be your reality as you increase your income. But as this started to happen, my why changed. Never in a million years with my last job, my last company, did I think I could ever retire my husband. And he has provided for my family. I've stayed home with my kids for 21 years. And I've just done little, I did home parties. I did 10 years of selling baskets in people's homes. I brought hand-woven baskets into people's homes and I sold them. And then I did food taste testing parties for 10 more years. And I stayed home all 20 years with my kids. But my husband, at the expense of my husband working anywhere from 50 to 70, 80 hours a week, really killing himself. So now my why has evolved into not just the college, but retiring him. And I have to tell you, those of you that were at my meeting the other night, I'm sorry you have to hear this again, but I think it's a good story. My husband he's cut back to 3 days a week now. He did that last April. And so he has been able to take his dad to every chemo, every doctor's appointment, every follow-up, every blood infusion, every appointment. And he has such peace of mind around this. And to me, that's priceless. It's better than the income I'm making. It's better than the fabulous trips. It's better than anything, having that peace of mind. So your why doesn't need to be like that. Your why could be anything. It could be, are you not happy with your full-time job and maybe you'd like to cut back on your hours, or you want to quit altogether. But would a couple people share? Unmute yourself. I'd love to hear from a couple. Yeah, go ahead, Megan. I think I know what you're going to say.
You do know what I'm going to say. And when you said your why should make you cry, as soon as you said about the why, I immediately, with the lump in my throat. So my why is definitely to leave my job. I will probably start to cry.
Okay.
So I was in insurance for 21 years and thought that was, where my career was going to be. And I just wound up hating it. And it really took a toll on me, and I left. This is where the tears. So I really put my family financially in not a great place.
Because you were making more money at that job.
Yeah, I mean, I was making a significant amount, and we absolutely required it. And, Adam is amazing, and he just somehow made it okay that I could just walk away without any plan. So I just found another job just to kind of, get employed, and then enter Isagenix. And then I started feeling better about myself physically. And then I realized what an incredible opportunity, and that everything about this company is what I wanted to be when I grew up. So it was like I finally had, an answer to where I want my career path to go.
Yeah.
And anyway, so it's encouraging, and it's happening, and it's, anyway,
yeah. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. And it is happening to you. You're doing amazing things. So you just got to keep staying with it. And even if it's tough, even if you're working that long day and you're just not feeling it when you get home, it's just making yourself, it's remembering that why and picking up that phone, because every phone call is going to get you closer to your goal.
And really, it's, seeing how close my kids are to college now, not even really concerned with the college budget, but just knowing that they're going to be gone soon. Like, I'm really losing time. So, it's also time with my family. Obviously, that is the why that goes with that. So,
yeah. Priceless. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else want to share with me?
I'd be happy to.
Please.
I'm 30 years in the mortgage industry, and it's a job that now absolutely sucks the life out of me. And I'm exhausted by the time I come home.
Sure.
So between that and debt that I shouldered due to a divorce, I have to get out from under, and I want to quit my job and move to North Carolina and take care of my brother.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's a great why. That'll make you get on the phone if you don't feel like it, huh? Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Let's take one or two more. Go ahead, Jillian.
All right. So can you hear me okay?
Yes. Awesome.
So I have 2 young kids, and I'm fortunate that I only have to work part-time, and it's from home. So I do have a lot of time with the family. But right before my daughter went into kindergarten that summer, I ended up working so much. And even though the kids were home with me, I lost that time. I lost the last summer with her. So I don't want that to happen again. I want my summers free. I want to be flexible, and I don't want to go through that with my second child.
Yeah. It's really tough. I always feel sorry for people that, moms and dads both away from their kids. And I have to tell you, at Top Achievers, I Lisa, you can certainly pipe in and share, but it's such a family-based company. And there were people there. Of course, a lot of the Top Achievers have been in it longer than Lisa and I, and are making a lot more money. They could afford to fly their families in, but there were a lot of kids on this trip. And I want to bring my kids on these trips with me. Maui was expensive. The flight to Maui was ridiculously expensive. But, this company wants you to be home with your families. There's so many couples that work together. It's crazy. And I can tell you, just from my experience with Scott working so hard for so many years, there was a period of time where, we still loved each other. We were never, the thought of divorcing never ever was ever on our lips, but there was a time where we just didn't have any time together at all. Our dates for years were literally going to ball games to watch the kids, and it was tough. It was really, really tough. And I wish I would have had this then, and we would have had that time freedom then, but I know I can enjoy it going forward. And that's what, I just feel like what a gift to give a young mom now with young children, so they don't have to have that. They don't have to be away from their kids. The dad doesn't have to be away from the kids. The moms and dads can be together. Single parents can do it without having the stress of, having one income. So I just feel like, we are so in the right place at the right time. Someone tried to pitch me today in another company. I almost laughed in their face. I was just like, I don't care if it's organic. I don't care what it is. I am never leaving. I found the best thing in the world. I have leaders that are making more money now than they ever have in their entire life. Dreams are coming true. People are physically feeling so much better. You couldn't even pay me $1 million to leave what I've got now. So I find it humorous. So you can tell that my belief in this is so high. Do you think I have any trouble talking to someone about the business? No. If you do, get me on a 3-way. Seriously, if you have anyone that is really interested in earning money with this and you're hesitant to share it because maybe you're not at that level yet, maybe you're not comfortable yet, get them on a phone with me, because my belief is through the roof. I've seen my own team members making more money than me. Guys, it's possible. It's so possible. All right. Anybody else want to share, or then I'm going to open it up for questions? Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead, Becca.
I'll share because mine's a little bit different. Mine's more about, I don't hate my job. I mean, I don't want to be there, but mine is about really the time freedom. So recently, my father's 86, but he's been having some health issues, and I hate that I can't be the one to go help him. So for me, it's being able to take time off when I want.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell you with Scott, it's priceless. You can't put a price tag on it. So I hear you. Oh, I hope he's okay, Becca.
He's hanging in there.
All right, Cindy, I saw your hand go up, so let's take yours too, and then we'll move on to Q&A.
Well, mine is similar to everybody's. I think I have a piece of everything. I mean, I was working full time I just left a job for 28 years. And I did it because I was away from my family all the time. And I was in the fitness industry, but in the business back end. And in the fitness business and recreation business for a college, you need to, we're open at 5:30 in the morning till, 11:30 at night, 17 hours a day, 7 days a week, 361 days a year, So it was a lot, and it was draining on not only me, but my family. And so I've been on the products for 2 years now, totally love them. I have my family on them, except my husband, which I'm still working on. He's gonna be my model child. That's my goal. That's one of my goals. But it's the products have done wonders for my sister. She has an autoimmune, which they haven't figured out what it is, but she lost 60 pounds and she feels so much better. I know it's not a cure, but just the putting the good product, the products in your body and how well your body responds, it's been awesome. So Cindy, when you talk about, the belief, I mean, I truly believe that the products are unbelievable and they just work so well for everybody.
Yeah.
But ultimately I ended up leaving my job knowing in the back of my head that Isagenix was there. I mean, I was, taking a chance. I've never done, direct sales or anything. I'm usually the one, I'd go to work, and I've been there for so long. I know what to do. And so this is, it's a little bit of a challenge for me, because being home and making my own schedule and trying not to get derailed has been a challenge. But my why is, I've got a 9-year-old who's struggling in 3rd grade with reading and all that, and me not being there was killing me. So now I'm home, and, it's less stress because I can work with him on a one-on-one basis instead of not being able to be there and, just seeing him struggle. And so that's really, a lot of whys. Helping my family. We've, most autoimmune diseases are in family genes.
Yeah. So
just seeing everybody being well, and, I just feel like it's really great to have, and I want to spread the word. So that's all my whys.
Yeah. And you don't need just one. That's a great point, Cindy. You don't need just one. So, many people, either they like their job, but they just want the time freedom, or maybe they don't like their job. I have a lot of people that just don't like their job anymore, and they're just tired, and they're tired of having a boss and being an employee. So whatever it is, it can be multiple reasons, but as long as one or all of these reasons are enough to keep you in action, to keep you focused, laser focused, then you're going to be just fine. And a couple things I want to make sure you guys know about. Number one, if you didn't see, hopefully, I know a lot of you, I saw your names on there, but I got asked by my friend Angela Maresca from Brooklyn, from New York, who is a rock star in this business. Her and Kelly Calabrese, who she ran against Jillian Michaels to be in The Biggest Loser, to be the trainer. She's a trainer, and she ran against her. They're amazing people. I'm in a mastermind group with them, and the three of us have linked arms. They asked me to be a part of this, doing a challenge, and we're going to compete against each other's teams. Just a friendly challenge, but the three of us are coming together. We're going to offer prizes. We're going to be doing training and coaching. Kind of coincides with this. It coincides with one of the, and it's kind of funny, I'm definitely probably the most easygoing of the three of us. Angela is polar opposite. She is like, okay, if you're not a consultant, you can't do this. If you're not going to get on the calls, you're out of there. If you miss 3 calls, you're getting kicked off the group. So it's not going to be an easy thing. It's going to be a big commitment, but it will get you to your goals. So I would love, I know those of you that work full time, it might be a stretch, but we're trying to do the calls in the evenings so that they're a little more easy for people that work to get to. The introductory call is Sunday night. You want to join the Facebook group. I posted in ISA for Wealth about this. Join the Facebook group. Check the criteria out. If you can't meet the criteria and you know that, don't even bother. Don't get in the Facebook group. Don't get on the call Sunday night if you know that. If you're questionable and you just want to hear about it Sunday night, you get to make the call. You'll know if you can handle the responsibility. It's going to be a weekly. We're going to put you in groups. Our team is going to be together. So I'm going to have to lump our group together, and we're going to make groups, and we're going to have accountability. So there'll be a weekly check-in with your group. You'll have to do a weekly, fill out a sheet, and it's reporting your actions. So if you've had a week where you're on vacation and you don't have action, you just write, I had no calls, I enrolled no one. And you may not feel great about it, but it's just that you're getting the work done and you're getting your reports in that'll keep you in the group and keep you motivated and going to the goal. But it's kind of like, anybody ever do Weight Watchers before? Anybody? Yeah. You know how you know you're going to get on the scale at your weekly check-in, so it kind of forces you to be a good girl during the week, and you're like, hitting the potty on the way in the door for every last ounce. Okay, that's kind of like the accountability you're going to get from this group. You're going to get accountability. It's going to help you stay on track even when you feel like wavering. So I really recommend you guys do this. It'll partner with everything we're doing. The boot camp the company's coming out with that Lisa and I did a training on, that's part of this. You have to do the boot camp. So it'll be great. Ask questions if you want to, but I'd love to see you guys participate in that. All right, last few minutes here. Any questions, any specific questions you guys have as you're trying to get to executive, creating consultants, enrolling people, those activities? Who has questions that we might be able to help? And any leaders on the phone, you guys pipe in too, and you can answer questions and help out here.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing, Cindy? This is Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Question, with me working full-time, I am the sole income earner of the family, and I work with massage, but I have been mentioning a lot and striking up the conversations with everybody in my sessions, because I don't do the relaxation stuff that, a lot of you guys like to go to. I'm more of a sports-related massage therapist, get in there. So I've been talking with them about the products. How do I incorporate that time for follow-up and that kind of stuff? Because that's where I seem to struggle with, because it is different than the other business I was in. So this is like a whole different cup of tea with striking up those conversations and then scheduling those times for whatever it is at night to get the follow-up going.
My first answer to that, anybody want to answer that? Any other leaders want to answer that and help, or should I?
I was going to say, just schedule a time. Just say, what works best for you, 7 o'clock tonight or 9 o'clock tonight. Just give them 2 options. That's it. And do them within 24 hours. The sooner the better.
I thought you were going to say something else, Lisa. That's why I started. Not that was wrong or bad. I thought you were going to say schedule a launch party.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. But I mean, if they have follow-up and they have questions, right, I don't wait for a launch party. So, right, if you had one already scheduled, the launch party scheduled during the week, then yes. But my goal is to set that appointment within 24 hours.
Absolutely. And the launch party thought I have is make a flyer, have consistent launch parties, one a week, one every other week, have flyers that you can give out to your clients. So that way everyone gets a flyer, they know, and then you're kind of getting the biggest bang for your buck and maybe not having to do so many individual calls. I know for me, I'll get on the phone anytime with anyone, but I love to do launch parties because I feel like it's the biggest bang for my buck. Everybody's in one spot at one time. People's excitement feeds off of each other. You get one person in the room that's super excited, they can motivate a whole room for you. And if you have anyone that's already on the program, have them share a testimony. So yes, I don't wait for launch parties either. So if I've got this week I'm meeting with clients, I have a launch party next Thursday night. I will tell people I have a launch party next Thursday night. But if you don't want to wait, I would be happy to get on the phone with you. These are my openings. And you really have to honor your time and your schedule. There are, what is that scheduling thing Erica does? What's that called, you guys, that people sign up for times with her? Time calendar, time trade.
Yeah.
So you could put your available times in time trade, and then you could send people a link and they can sign up for whatever times that you're available. So you can put your whole week schedule in, and when you're working, when you're not, what time you're available to talk to people. You send them the link and they sign up for one of those times. That way you're not really struggling trying to get back with people.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome. Anybody else? Anything around creating consultants, enrolling, the activities that you have to be doing in order to get to executive? No?
Cindy, yeah, it's Megan.
Hi.
So, I know the activities to work with my team to get them to consultant. They're not following the script. So I guess if you can I don't know how to phrase the question, because I'm hearing the clock ticking and I'm starting to freak out because they're not going at my pace.
Your next consultants might not even be on your team yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So for starters, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And I know you've heard that before, but things can happen. I mean, there's so much time and a lot can happen in a month, that, and like I said, the next two consultants might not even be on, and probably are not on your team right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
So I guess who has, Terry, I feel like Terry Massey, you just had broker consultant. Like if someone could whoever just broker consultant, how it went, and maybe just to hear it from some, how it went for someone else.
Yeah, I was going to say, Terry or Sarah, why don't one of you guys speak up? Because I know you're newly promoted and you've been popping out the consultants.
I just listened, and I listen to it often. I don't know if you guys have heard the podcast or the video. It's, no, I can't think of their names. Eden, and it's a wife and a husband.
Susan, did you say?
what was the first name?
Eden?
Oh, Zach.
Hayden and Emily Vavra?
Oh, Hayden and Emily.
No, Zach and
Eden Slogan.
Yeah, Zach and Eden. There's a night. It's a good video. It's like 12 minutes. It's very short. And they, I heard it early on and I thought it was awesome. They just, as soon as they enroll somebody, talk about, who they can bring on. And they have them the day that they enroll, and they write out a script for them to put on Facebook.
Right.
Because everybody's like, I want to wait till I have results before I share it. But they say, no, that first day you enroll, you just put on Facebook, I'm starting this new, nutritional cleansing program. I would love my friends to hold me accountable and to join me on this journey or something. I mean, their wording is great. I did write it down. And, I try and encourage that, right from the beginning. Some people are very hesitant and they don't want anybody to know what they're doing, until, or they have to get it, in them, see if they like it before they share it. But they had, a bunch of good tips on there. So, I just know that I talk about it right in the beginning, and I just let them know, listen, because everybody has the it's too expensive. They can't afford it, and you just let them know. You bring those 2 friends on and,
Right.
and you're already, you basically have your next month's paid for, or a half price, or, discount.
Mhm.
So,
And just to tag on to that as well, we heard it, and I think because we went to 2 ICUs in the last, month and a half. So I think it was ICU Chicago. I think it was Chris Harder. He basically, I think it was him that says, I'm obligated to share this with you. That as soon as they enroll people. So it's kind of like it's coming from the company, but he just phrases it a different way. So that way you're sharing about the business right out of the gate, just by
So
saying.
when are you doing that, Lisa? So you enroll them and typically I take their information down, I hang up the phone, and then I put it in usually at 11:58 when I'm done talking to people on the phone. And
Right. I do the same thing. I enroll them myself as well. And so one of the first things is, I ask them first about their spouse or significant other.
right.
So that's the first. Would they be, is there someone that would be willing to do it with you, your spouse or significant other? Many times, my last few consultants that I broke were spouses. So it was just a matter of finding one person.
Okay.
And basically shared with them, I realize your husband is doing it with you, your spouse is doing it with you, but, I am obligated to share that, how you got this rebate, from your husband, you can also get a rebate from another friend or family member, and you're well on your way to start getting your products discounted. How does that sound?
Okay.
I don't talk really about business. I don't
Yeah.
say the business word. I basically say I'm obligated to share that by you sharing these products with other people. I know that you're just starting and you haven't even used any of the products yet, but you could be getting a discount right out of the gate. How does that sound?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's
I
very
like
similar.
how he said, I'm obligated to share this with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah, how about you? Anything different that you do?
I think I've done all of those things, depending on the person. Always, as soon as I enroll them, I mention, hey, do you have any friends that might want to do this with you? Sometimes they say to me, oh, I don't, I want to wait until I have results. But as soon as they do, then I say, who do you want to share this with? And usually when they're feeling good, they come back to me right away and say, I'm going to have friends that want this. They're watching me. They're asking me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have, I've had people enroll their spouses. My spouse is enrolled, not because I needed him, but I promoted him. So he's one of my consultants.
Mm-hmm. A lot of us do that.
too.
Yeah.
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 So.
Adult children, if you have any adult children, you can do the same with them. And I know with Sarah, she's done a lot of launch parties for people. And haven't you done launch parties for people that aren't necessarily wanting to build a business, but they're willing to do a launch party?
Yes.
So
Yes, several times.
That happens. I know Sharon Robinson has done this too, where she just gets, because she's from a home party background, she just gets people to have a home party. They don't even know what the heck they're doing. They have a home party for her, and then she kind of, she'll give them all the referrals and help get them started. And so there's lots of things you can do. I know with the PK training that many of us just went through. How many of you guys did PK Smith's 5 calls? Lots of you. Okay. Well, he's going to be doing a team training for us. I've got to get the word out to everybody. You guys can mark your calendars because you'll be the first to hear it. I haven't put it out there yet. On June 26th, it's a Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we have him for an hour for our team, and I'm going to get to ask him any question that you guys want to know. So message me anything you want to know from PK, and I'm going to be asking him questions. But he talks about having an executive launch party where you have one big, huge launch party, and you think of 10 people you want to invite, have them each invite 3 or 4, hoping that at least 2 will enroll with them, and popping out consultants that very evening. I have not personally tried this yet. I've done a million launch parties. I haven't done an executive launch party, but maybe that's what we'll do for you, Lisa, when I come to Michigan. But that's a great idea too. So you guys do have time. Don't panic yet. I mean, you've got all of June. You're good. I would just kind of set it in your head. Let's try to get as much of this done in June as I possibly can, and then whatever we have to finish up in July, finish up. But launch parties, getting spouses or significant others, adult children on are great ways. And the other thing is really digging in your back office. Check out people that have already been enrolled by you. Check to see if they have any stored volume, if they have PV stored up. on top of volume, at least on one side, they might immediately cycle a few times. And I think you guys have gone through the back office with training Sue and I have done to see how to do this. But if you don't know, message me and I'll walk you through that. But you can do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other questions before we go for the evening? Anybody else? Anything, any leaders want to share? No? We good? Everybody good? Okay. Well, just know your commitment is what's going to help you achieve this goal. So just stay committed. Sometimes it's not easy. I'm not saying it's an easy thing, but you make the decision to be committed. You commit to your goals, whatever they are. Your goals don't have to be my goals. Your why does not have to be my why. I put in a lot of time into my business. I don't know too many people who are so committed they won't sleep all night, won't shower, and will get on a Zoom meeting for you all to see. I mean, I know I'm a little over the top, and I'm not saying you have to do that, and I'm not saying you have to be me, but whatever your goals are, that's where you want to step up and bring your commitment level to reach your goals for you. And that's what we want to help you with. So reach out to your upline. We will do 3-way calls with you. We will do whatever we can to help you. If you're willing to do the work and you're committed, then we want to link arms with you and we want to help you and we want to see so many of you guys get recognized for hitting this goal. And we want to see you getting the bonus money. You know, quite honestly, I don't want to see you leaving the money on the table. I want to see this money in your pockets. What will $1,000 do for your family? And it'll be more than that because you'll have all your consultant promotions along the way. So say it's, you know, $1,500. What will that do for your family? That might help with a nice summer vacation. You know, think of all the things you could do with $1,500 plus all the cycling money you'll make on top of that. So stay committed and let us know how we can help. And thanks so much for showing up tonight, guys. I'm really, really proud of each and every one of you for getting on. I know a lot of you worked all day long. You're tired, but you're here. So I really applaud you for your commitment and I thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Great
Bye,
night.
guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.